All right, I'm Joel Irway, and welcome to today's presentation, how we take first-time course creators from $0 to $10,000 per month, many within weeks of watching this very presentation you're on right now, and sometimes they do it even before building their course. Now, you'll see some results just like Steven, who went from $0 to $10,000 on day one, and then he broke $10 million sold in just 5 months using this system that you're about to learn here today. Boyd couldn't sell his course when he built it for $597. He was trying to give it away for free, and he couldn't until he found my system using the RTB system. He's now doing over $650,000 per month. And don't take my word for it. You can read his testimonial right here. It said, "Don't give up on yourself if you're just getting started. 2 years ago, I couldn't sell my course for $597, and with Joel's help, we turned that course into a $15,000 cybersecurity program that's changing lives. This month, I've spent $35K on ads and generated more than $650K in revenue with over $300,000 cash collected in Stripe alone." Emily Stopper, who is a dentist, now makes more from her course than she did as a professional dentist. She generated over $105,000 in December and has continued to be able to affect her clients and teaching her clients how to do what she does. And she's attributed this all to the RTB system you're about to learn here today. Adam Linkenauer, who is a marketer, and he helps clients create and launch hyper-profitable YouTube channels. He launched his new course using this system you're about to learn, and within the first 30 days, he generated over $30,000 in revenue from just $3,000 in ad spend, a nice 10 times return on his advertising investment. In fact, in total, our agency has used this system to produce over $100 million in total course sales for our clients, which is quite incredible considering the fact that many of my clients prefer to stay small and build a lifestyle-focused business that allows them to travel and spend time doing what they love or with those that they love. And just so you know that I'm telling the truth, I've used it myself to earn a personal income of $646,000 in 2020, all while working no more than 4 hours a day, 4 days per week. Now, yes, the money is incredible, but I'm not one to spend that money on lavish things. The money is important to me because it allows me to do the things that I love with those that I love. And for me, that's spending every single Friday since 2018 away from the office with my family, taking trips and making memories. That income allows us to purchase our dream vacation home in St. Augustine Beach, Florida, where we go to escape the brutal Niagara Falls winters. And that income allows us to live stress-free financially. And it also allows us to support the causes that we believe in, which for me is supporting our military troops and veterans, which we do during our Independence Day holiday, where we buy out an entire coffee shop for our military to give back and say thank you. So if you're looking for a profitable online business that you can run in your spare time after work, or if you're tired of trading your time and freedom for a paycheck that's smaller than your dreams, or if you'd love to have a shortcut to go from $0 to $10,000 a month or more, you're in the right place. Because whether you have a course already or simply see the potential, the system that you'll discover today can work for you. And the way that I know that is because my students have gone from $0 to $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 a month and beyond without being expert marketers or experienced business people. They started from scratch with no audience, no testimonials. Often they didn't even know what their course was going to be about. And yet, because they applied what I'm going to teach you today, they got all these things: the experience, the audience, the testimonials, and of course, the income. Just like Alfred over here. So if you're looking to start your first business and you don't know where to start, if you're still wondering what business is going to work for you, where you can get up and running in your spare time, where you can make a great income and feel proud of the work that you do, then you're in the right place. Just like Alfred Carlson, who's a Norwegian physiotherapist who now teaches dog owners how to have a well-behaved pet. Or perhaps you already know you want to launch a course business but need help determining what it is that you want to sell, who to sell it to, and how to sell it. This will give you the clarity and the proven systematic approach to get launched and make sales, like it did for Brad Wachter, who applied the RTB course launch method and made $20,000 in his first month. Or if you're a marketer, a copywriter, an agency owner, or anyone else who sees the value of having a course but doesn't want to be the one in the spotlight, then you can do what Brandon Pugsley did and apply this system in the businesses of clients or partners. Brandon now has a 6-figure backlog of clients reaching out to him to grow their course businesses. Now, an RTB course business does not require writing a 2-hour-long webinar or 8,000-word sales pages, which leaves you in the nasty position of having to either become a genius copywriter or to hire one. It doesn't require you to do product launches, which is fine if you're Apple and, which is way too much work for us mortals. And it does not require you to offer something for free in order to build an email list, which happily a big list is a side effect of implementing today's strategy. And it does not require you to build complicated funnels that take more of your time and energy to set up and manage than most people spend on their entire business. You do not need to post on social media, you do not need a team, you do not need a website, and you do not need to waste money on ads. All it takes to go from $0 to $10,000 per month is the RTB sales machine. And today, we'll break this system down into simple, discrete steps so you can launch your own course business, get your first sales, and get you on the fast track to achieving the time, financial, and lifestyle freedom that you want. Sound good? All right. Then here's how we'll do it. You do not want to miss this, okay? Because previously I'd only taught this model as part of a $5,000 live closed door workshop. Now, here are the actual payments of the tickets so you know that I'm actually telling you the truth. So other than these, the people who watch this webinar are the first to hear how it's done. And not only did attendees pay $5,000 to learn the very system you're going to learn today, but they got results like this. Temple used this system after he left my event and got his first sale within 10 minutes of launching. Here's what you'll be capable of in less than 60 minutes from right now. Number 1, you're going to figure out exactly what course to sell. Number 2, you're going to use the RTB sales machine to skip marketing, audience building, and content creation and go directly to making profit in 10 days or less. And number 3, you're going to learn how to deploy our $100 million copy and paste power offer to get your first sales from scratch before you even launch ads. Now, after watching this free training that you are watching here right now, Ben was able to generate 300 leads in 24 hours by implementing one specific tactic into his Facebook group. And he turned those 300 leads into $16,274 in just 7 days, marketing a $1,997 offer. Now, your next step is up to you. For those who are interested in getting extra guidance implementing this entire model, we'll share exactly how our paid program enables students to install our $100 million sales machine in their own business and move faster than everyone else. Plus, there will be an exclusive webinar-only discount as my sneaky way to incentivize you to say, enough, today's the day, I finally build a successful business. And of course, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have and help you make the best decision about what to do next. Now, you're going to want to stay to the end and get the $100 million power offer template, which is the one template that I've used over and over again to launch over 50 programs, including the Done For You service that ultimately inspired today's training. This is the fastest way to get your first sales, just like Ben did right after this training. And the first time that I revealed this was at the $5,000 event. So you're basically saving $5,000 as you learn this life-changing business model. Throughout this presentation, I'm going to be throwing around some pretty big numbers about clients of ours that have done tens of millions of dollars in sales using this system, many of them starting from scratch. And here's the truth about that. Even though many of our clients fly past $30,000 per month in a matter of weeks or months, these are not get-rich-quick folks looking to make an easy buck. The people who make this work understand that they're building a real business here, and they put in a lot of effort to deliver a world-class experience to their students, and the results are not typical. But I truly believe that if you do great work and you really give a damn, then the sales system I'm about to show you will revolutionize your business and change your life just like it has the lives of our clients. And if you agree with me after seeing this system in action, then at the end of the presentation, I'll show you how we can continue working together if that's something that you'd find valuable. Does that sound fair? All right, so if this is the first time that we've met, my name is Joel Irway, and while I've helped course creators, coaches, and consultants sell over $100 million online and work with some of the biggest names in marketing, such as Russell Brunson, Mike Dillard, Vinny Fisher, Scott Oldford, Dan Henry, Josh Harris, just to name a few, not that long ago, I was a full-time engineer looking for a better way to provide my family both an income and the lifestyle that I felt they deserved. And what I discovered between then and now completely overturns the conventional wisdom about what it takes to start a business. In particular, there are 4 myths that keep most people stuck or prevent them from ever starting, and 4 truths about business that I discovered while going from $0 to $100 million in sales in under 7 years online. And here are the 4 truths that I learned about going from 0 to 100 million in under 7 years. Number 1, you do not need special credentials. Having them won't hurt you, but ultimately, the only thing that matters is results. Nobody who wants me to build a webinar for them asks me what degrees I have. The people who buy from you just want their problems solved, and I'm here to show you how to deliver those solutions. Number 2, you do not need to have a following to get started. As you're about to see, having the right business model builds your following as you earn. The majority of my students are complete unknowns when they start. Some prefer to stay that way. Others, like Alex Hormozy and Selena Sue, go on to become celebrities in their spaces while building 7 to 9-figure businesses. Truth number 3, you don't need a lot of capital to get started. In fact, in some ways, a smaller budget can be an advantage because it forces you to zero in on a small number of simple activities designed to get profit now, instead of trying all the popular, overly complicated, and overhyped marketing strategies that may or may not deliver results someday. You see, the most successful course businesses become successful by generating income and reinvesting a percentage to grow the business. They rely on cash flow, not a trust fund or massive bank balance. And finally, truth number 4, you don't need a lot of time to launch or run a successful business. Students like Emily have full-time jobs and family commitments when they start. But because of the lean, simple operation we help them set up, they're able to replace their income relatively quickly. Now today, I work 16-hour weeks, which is 4 hours a day, Monday through Thursday with Fridays off, and earn over $500,000 in net income. And I get to travel and speak all over the world. I have students who work less and others who work more, and that's the beauty of this business. You get to run it how you want to suit your goals, not mine or anyone else's. To me, that's what true freedom is, and that's what I want to share with you today. Does that make sense? All right, let's jump into discovery number 1, which is how you can make your first sales before building your course, which has the obvious benefit of getting your business to fund its own growth instead of you risking money out of pocket. But it also means you skip over the biggest roadblock to building a successful course business. You see, most people spend all their time stuck wondering what course they should create, and if they're even qualified to do so. And as a result, they do nothing. And they wake up a year from now in the exact place they are today, still wishing they had launched their course and built a better life for themselves. But this is backwards. It makes everything about you. But the reality is, a successful course is all about answering the question, what does the market need? Meaning, what is one specific problem that people want to pay money to solve? Here's how I came up with my first profitable 5-figure course idea. In 2010, while I was practicing engineering, I registered to take the first part of my engineering licensing exam with my friend. Now, the test is a culmination of every topic that we studied throughout 5 years of engineering school, condensed into 2 4-hour tests. And it was brutal. The majority of test takers fail. To prepare, my friend and I signed up for a $600 8-week online review course. And after the first 2 weeks, I felt like it was a complete waste of my time. So I decided to create my own study plan based on which topics were weighed more heavily. I told my friend that I was going to drop out and study on my own. He decided to keep going with the review course, and after we both took the exam, I passed on the first attempt, and my friend, who stuck with the review program, failed. So I knew I had a unique way of preparing for the exam that didn't require me to spend 8 weekends doing cram sessions. So I decided to write a study guide and offer tutoring services for those that wanted help. Now, so far as I know, nobody thinks engineering licensing exams, that's a great niche, when looking for a profitable business idea. But I knew there were hundreds of people who struggled with this exam, so I wrote a guide on the method that I used, sold it on Amazon Kindle, and offered advanced coaching and tutoring services for 4 figures. Now, I don't do tutoring anymore, but I still sell copies of that book to this day, despite the fact that I haven't touched the business in years. Here's the thing. I had all sorts of customers, from teenagers to engineers with decades of experience. And you know what? They didn't care one bit that I was a 25-year-old fresh out of college, often with less engineering experience than they had. In fact, it's likely that many of the people who bought my product and went on to ace the exam still couldn't tell you the name of the guy they learned to do it from, because all they cared about was that someone, anyone, bothered to step up and give them a roadmap to acing this difficult exam. This realization has been so liberating for so many course creators who thought they didn't know enough yet or have the right credentials to get started. But we're not done yet. Because when you use the RTP sales machine, you can make your first sales and bring in revenue before building your course. In other words, you can literally get paid to figure out what course to build. You don't have to know today. The market will actually show you what they want to buy before you go out and spend time or money putting a bunch of material together. Just like Alfred, who told us that I love the ready-to-buy method because it doesn't require me to do work up front and test. And I don't have to create content every single day. And just like Emily Stopper, who helps her fellow dentists treat sleep apnea in their patients. She had spent 2 years trying to make sales, and within the first week of implementing this RTB system, she said she had over 20 highly qualified leads that wanted to speak with me about her $18,000 program. Or like Mike Salvietti, who helps gym owners get more clients in the post-pandemic era. He was able to book 3 clients at $2,500 plus recurring immediately after the pandemic, which is huge. Being able to pivot so quickly with this RTB system was the key for him. And just like Clara, who helps couples strengthen their relationship, she made a $30,000 mastermind enrollment over chat using this RTB system that you're about to learn here today. And now there's you, with something you already know, something you're already passionate about, that you'd love to share with others and see them succeed with. And in a minute, I'll share the simple method that we use to quickly triangulate the perfect course idea that our agency and students have used literally hundreds of times. It really is a simple science once you know the process. But first, I need to explain how courses actually make money in 2022, because it's not the same as it used to be. And so far as I know, nobody else is talking about this. So in discovery number 2, we're going to talk about the backwards business model to go from $0 to $10,000 in just 30 days. You see, most course creators use a business model that looks really good on the surface and even produces numbers that'll impress your friends in every category except the one that counts: profit. There's a good chance you've heard of it. You may have even tried it yourself. It's called the Ascension Ladder or the Ascension Model, and it looks like this. For example, you might give someone a free downloadable PDF just to acquire some leads, acquire an audience. And then you sell them a very low ticket item like a downloadable template or a mini course or a spreadsheet or a small specific training. That low dollar item might be $1 or $7 or $50 depending on the industry. And then you sell them into a slightly higher ticket offer. For course creators, this often is their flagship course, and that may be anywhere from $500 to $1,000 or a couple $1,000s. And then after that flagship offer, you sell people into higher ticket back-end offers such as group coaching or mastermind programs or done-for-you services or anything at a much higher price point, usually for thousands of dollars, if not tens, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The whole model is based on one key assumption: that a percentage of people who buy the low-priced offer will ascend to buy a higher-priced offer, and a percentage of those people will, in turn, buy the highest-priced offer. But as you may know from experience, that model almost never works for course creators, and here's why. And that's because every audience consists of 2 types of people who value different things, and as a result, they buy very differently. People with more time than money, those are the do-it-yourselfers or freebie seekers. And people with more money than time. And as you can probably imagine, they buy very differently from one another. So people who have more time than money make up probably 90 to 95% of any given marketplace. They tend to be beginners. And because they have far less available cash than available time, they're looking to do the work themselves. These are the information gatherers, the people who will read everything there is to know about a certain diet they want to try, or learn to design websites or fix toilets or whatever it is. They might want some help with it. They might want some guidance with it. They might even buy some coaching or some consulting. But these people almost never make the higher ticket purchases. And it's precisely because most people are targeting the I'll do it myself crowd that they fail to make higher ticket sales. And even if they want higher ticket offer, they typically can't afford it. People who have more money than time might be 5 to 10% of a market. sometimes less. They're people who are usually advanced in their field, and they're looking to have someone produce a result for them outside their field of expertise. They absolutely do not want to do the work themselves, in part because they don't have the time for it, and in part because they care more about getting the best possible result than the cost. A great example of this would be a business owner whose expertise is in coming up with business ideas, putting together business systems, testing markets. 9 times out of 10, that person would prefer hiring a copywriter to write a sales letter over going out and learning to do copywriting themselves. It doesn't make sense for them to spend a couple of years going out and learning copywriting when they have the funds to hire an expert to do it for them. And here's the key thing. People who want to trade their money for solutions, not their precious time, they typically won't download a free ebook. The chances of them buying a $7 offer and a $97 offer and a $9.97 offer and buying them in that order to get to the $10,000 offer is almost zero. So sure, with an audience of tens or hundreds of thousands, you get some outliers who go through all that and buy everything. So you'll be able to find a success story or two if you look for them. But that sort of bad math is not something most course creators can rely on to grow a business. So the Ascension model fails because it disqualifies cash-rich buyers by making do-it-yourself type offers at the start, and from that point on, relies people with more time than money to come up with the cash to buy things way outside their price range. And this isn't just me hawking theory. I put $250,000 of my own money on the line because I wasn't prepared to claim the Ascension model a loser if I hadn't tried it myself. After all, maybe I was wrong. So I took a couple of higher ticket offers that I had already sold successfully and proven to be winners with my RTB sales machine and built out an Ascension model sales funnel around them. The plan was to compare which funnel was more profitable, my RTB funnel or the Ascension funnel. And it turns out it was no contest. In one of the tests we ran with the Ascension model, we got a decent number of people to buy a $27 offer. But guess what? Not a single one of them upsold to our higher ticket offers. Just the opposite actually happened. We got a ton of emails from people telling us they were investing their last $27 into the front-end offer, which told us that selling anything at a higher price point to this audience would be darn near impossible. In total, it cost me $250,000 to learn that lesson, and I hope it won't cost you a dime. So if the Ascension model isn't the way to get these higher ticket cash-rich buyers, what's the alternative? Well, you've probably guessed it by now, but let me spell it out for you anyway. If you want higher ticket sales, you need to target the highest ticket buyers directly from day one, right? And it's not like this is my idea. This is used by some of the most successful companies on the planet to launch multi-million and even billion-dollar companies. Tesla is a perfect example. Back in 2016, I came across an article where Elon Musk had released his master plan for Tesla. And so I want to take a second and just kind of read this so you understand what this plan actually looks like. Elon said, "The first master plan that I wrote 10 years ago is now in the final stages of completion. It wasn't all that complicated and basically consisted of step number 1, creating a low volume car, which would necessarily be expensive. Step number 2, use that money to develop a medium volume car at a lower price. Step number 3, we use that money to create an affordable high volume car. And then finally, provide solar power." That top tier car was over $100,000, and it gave them the top customer who was going to put money in their pocket to allow for research and development, mass production, mass manufacturing, investing into the future infrastructure of what they were ultimately developing with Tesla. Now, obviously, making even a single sale of $3,000 or $5,000 or $12,000 a month is huge for any course business in its early stages. And I'm sure you can see how that really stacks the odds of ongoing success in your favor. You get better margins, which means you don't just make more money, you keep more after all your business expenses are paid. You need fewer buyers, which means you don't need as many leads. You don't need as big of an audience, and in fact, you can completely ignore building an audience or an email list in the hopes of getting sales someday in the future. And possibly best of all, having a higher ticket offer that sells makes advertising really easy to do profitably, instead of the nightmare that most course creators have with ad campaigns that are barely profitable or that lose money. In fact, to give you an idea of what we're used to seeing based on millions of dollars in ad spend, with a higher ticket offer, we consistently see a $1 in ads turn into $10 to $20 in sales, and $5 is our minimum performance benchmark. To put another way, higher ticket offers basically forces your favorite ad platform to turn a single dollar into $5 or more. And easy, profitable advertising makes it possible to get really big, really fast by simply pouring more money into ads, which is exactly how Steven from earlier got to over $10 million in 6 months. So, okay, let's assume you're open now to the idea of targeting cash-rich buyers directly and making $3,000 to $10,000 per sale. That's a good start. But what offer do you make? Your course isn't worth $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, is it? Well, here we run into a common problem. Most people mix up their own perceived value of their work, or worse, the amount they'd be willing to pay for their own work, with the most valuable result of their work. In real estate, this is called the highest and best use theory, which says that the price of a piece of property doesn't depend on what's currently built there, but on the best possible thing that could be built there. So, for example, if you had a lot on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, California, and on that lot, you just had a ramshackle shack and you were looking to sell it. When the appraisers came, they wouldn't calculate the value of the property based on the rotting walls, the rusted out pipes, or the caved-in roof. They would calculate the value based on the highest and best use of that lot if it was developed to its full potential into a spa or a clothing store or another shop. Now, that's just like Boyd, who helps IT professionals land 6-figure careers in cybersecurity. Now, as I mentioned earlier, he couldn't give his course away for free. He had tried the Ascension model, and what was happening was he was targeting the lowest value clients. Now, when he understood this best use case theory, I showed him how it was more valuable not only for him, but for his clients to charge a premium price point. Now, Boyd now sells his program for $15,000, but he didn't start there. He initially sold it for $3,000, and that first month, he generated $40,000 in revenue going from zero. He then worked up the confidence to go from $3,000 to $5,000, then to $8,000, then to $10,000, and now to $15,000. And he wouldn't be scaling to $600,000 per month in revenue if the value wasn't there to the people who were buying the program. So this is what I am talking about. Does that make sense? The best use theory is meant to show you that you have to design your program and target the highest value client in order to charge the most amount for your program. It's not about just charging the most because you can. It's about understanding where your value is and what people are willing to invest into their own personal transformation with your results. Now, for an extreme example, imagine helping homeless people create investment plans versus creating investment plans for pro athletes who are making millions of dollars a year, right? Clearly, one group would benefit far more than the other. Or what about helping blue-collar workers improve their marriages versus helping the CEOs of big corporations improve their marriages? The dollar values are very different because if the marriage of a CEO blows up, that could cost them millions of dollars. This same work different value principle applies in any industry. So while I could go on and give example after example, the important thing is that you realize that the knowledge that you have, or the knowledge that you sell, or the knowledge that you help your clients sell is not worth the same thing to every person that could consume that knowledge. And when you really internalize this, and when you really realize this is true, then the idea of selling something for $5,000 or $10,000 or even more can go from something that seems intimidating or maybe even impossible to something that feels like, well, of course I can charge this price. It couldn't be any other way. So I want you to imagine for a minute that you agree with me, that the thing that you or your clients sell is worth thousands of dollars to the right person. And let's talk about how you actually sell it. You see, there are only 3 levels of service. There are the do-it-yourself offers, where you provide training materials for which the buyer consumes and then implements on their own. These command the smallest price tags and require the smallest time investment from the creator once the materials have been put together. Then you've got done with you offers like coaching, consulting, mentoring, masterminds, and any type of offer where you're providing guidance or feedback, but not physically doing the work for someone. These command moderate price tags and require a small to moderate time investment on the part of the business. And then there are done for you and one-on-one offers where you either do the work yourself and hand the result to the buyer, or where you're working extremely closely with someone to get them the result. Either way, these tend to command the highest price tags and require the biggest time investment. And every offer that you can make falls into one of these categories, even though the delivery format might change. For example, a home study course, online course, and monthly membership site with new training materials coming out each month are all still do-it-yourself offers. Now you might be thinking, but Joel, what if I don't want to offer quote-unquote services? Here's the harsh reality. The word service is used interchangeably with the word results. So if you provide transformation to your customers in any form, you are a service provider, period. How you fulfill on that transformation is up to you, but that is what your clients see when they make any form of investment. Got it? All right, so for another example, if the outcome that your audience wants is a highly converting e-commerce site, you could sell that outcome at each level of service, meaning a DIY course on e-com web design. You could have them take your course and get weekly feedback on live group calls. They take your course and get direct personal access to you for guidance, right? Seems straightforward enough, right? But people constantly get tripped up when they mix up these levels of service. The most common issue that I see is what I call the cannibal course. An offer that's priced and sold as a do-it-yourself offer, typically around $100 or $500 or $1,000, but provides buyers with the higher levels of service. I see this all the time with people who come to the webinar agency looking to get a webinar written. When I walk through their offer with them, I'm shocked by how many people want to add group coaching, one-on-one coaching calls, personalized feedback, and a bunch of other stuff. But what's the problem with this? Well, they're creating a high-ticket offer, but positioning it like a low-ticket offer and selling it at a low-ticket price, all in an effort to make that first sale. This is a perfect recipe for making almost no money, working crazy hours trying to fulfill everything, not getting enough repeat buyers and back-end sales, and wondering where things went wrong. After all, your time doesn't scale, and when you sell your time at a discount, you create a really low income ceiling that becomes impossible to break through unless you change your business model. So instead of that, what we want to do is create what I call a perfect offer. If a cannibal course is 3 levels of service crammed into a single offer, then a perfect expert offer is the exact opposite. One outcome offered at 3 levels of service. One outcome at 3 levels of service. Think about that. And because we want to target players with money directly, we start with the top level and position our course at the done for you or one-on-one level, and we charge a premium for it. So what exactly does that mean? Well, it does not mean becoming a service provider and doing the work. That runs counter to the entire goal of achieving time freedom along with financial freedom. Imagine it like this. In the one-on-one version of your course, the student goes through the materials on their own, but has direct access to you to ask questions and get feedback. They're getting one-on-one support and guidance, which in turn will help you improve the course materials so the next students don't have to come to you quite as much for guidance. And over time, even your highest touch program will become relatively low touch. Or in many cases, you could pass that role over to one of your early graduates. Depending on your niche, you might also provide certain done-for-you elements that don't require your time, like templates, software, or apps. Then, for anyone who isn't ready to buy the highest ticket version of your course, you simply downsell them into a lower tier, either the done-with-you version, which could mean your course plus group coaching as an example, or the do-it-yourself version where they go through the course with minimal support, such as a Facebook group where they can interact with fellow students. Because a one-on-one version of your course or course with some done-for-you elements is the easiest to sell because you're doing the closest thing to handing customers their desired result on a silver platter as possible. And because of that, it commands the highest possible price point. You already know why that matters. It's the fastest to sell because players with money, they buy faster. Now, this is surprising to a lot of people, but it actually takes less time on average to sell higher priced offers than it does to sell lower priced offers, because people with more time than money are willing to invest that time looking at all the options, weighing alternatives, thinking about it, trying it themselves, and so on. Whereas people with more money than time are inclined to get on a phone call and make a decision right there, or at worst within a few days. Remember, to these people, time is their most scarce resource, right? And critically, it's the easiest to optimize because you get immediate feedback on your offer and your marketing, so you can make it better, which will enable you to market successfully when you sell lower ticket versions of the offer instead of guessing and hoping like most people. And here's what I think you'll like the most about implementing a perfect offer in your business. You don't have to be a brilliant marketer to make it work. And here's why. Unlike the Ascension model or other models out there where you have to create a different sales piece and sales process for every offer, with a perfect expert offer, your marketing message is identical for all three levels of service. This is the only model I know of that does this, where the only variation is the amount you interact with a client and the compensation that you get. The result that you promised stays the same. The sales process you use stays the same. In fact, the mini webinar that we use to do this is just 8 to 10 minutes long, so it's extremely easy to set up. I'll show you that in just a minute, but first, I want to really drive home how this stacks the odds of success in your favor by eliminating 90% of the infrastructure that most businesses have to build out just to play the game. So the main thing is you only have to dial in a single marketing message that you can repeat over and over. So you can forget about saving up for a couple of years of copywriting education or hiring an expert. Plus, if you ever decide to create content, you'll stop having problems figuring out what to talk about, because again, you've got one outcome to show and tell, not 10 different things to balance and choose between. What else? Well, that whole authority building idea that gurus throw around, this actually forces that to happen automatically just as a happy side effect of the system. Why? Well, because most of your competition will be confusing people by offering one thing, then another thing, and changing what they talk about from week to week and month to month. You'll be firmly on message day after day and month after month. And when people are ready to buy, you'll be the only one that comes to mind because everyone who knows you will know exactly what you do without any chance of confusion. So think of it this way. If your goal is $10,000 a month, you can get there by selling any number of possible results from one thing to 1,000 things. Obviously, offering even 10 different results would stretch you so thin you'd never manage it. I don't think even Apple has 10 different core revenue-driving products. I think at this point, it should be clear that doing one thing well is going to make you a lot more money than doing 2 or 3 or 10 things just okay. And if you're charging $2,000, you only need 5 sales to hit $10,000 a month. Let me show you how one client of mine did this in real life so you can see what I mean. My good friend Selena Sue, who I had on my podcast a while ago, she replaced her work income with one customer using the approach I just described, starting with the highest ticket offer. Now, before that, she was making about $45,000 a year at a nonprofit working in New York City. As of June, a one-bedroom apartment in New York averaged just under $3,000 a month. So needless to say, she wasn't getting very far on $45,000. So here's what she did. Her core result was publicity and PR. She showed her clients how to land publicity spots, get media exposure, and reach mass audiences. And she resisted the temptation to lead with her course and go for 100% automated income in step 1. Instead, she talked to a bunch of people, did a bunch of networking, and just from that landed a $4,000 per month client. And here's the important thing. For her first client, she did the work for them. So in one client, she was able to replace her entire yearly income, $4,000 a month. That's $48,000 a year. How game-changing was that? Now she sells a course called Impacting Millions, which is essentially all the things that she was doing initially for that one private client. She turned what worked into her product, packaged it up, and with an understanding of the market based in real-world, boots-on-the-ground experience, now she's doing well over $1 million per year in sales. By now, you've seen enough to know that had she led with her low-dollar course, she wouldn't be impacting the millions that she is with her knowledge today, nor would she be enjoying the lifestyle that her success has afforded her. So now it's the thing that I'm sure you've been waiting for, the exact step-by-step sales process we use to tie it all together and how to get players with money to buy our perfect expert offer. So in Discover number 4, we're going to learn how you can go from $0 to $10,000 in just 3 weeks with the RTB sales machine. Back in 2016, right around the time of the birth of my first son, my agency was established and we were making a nice profit on most of our offers. But there was this one particular training program we were struggling to generate leads and sales for, which was made all the more frustrating by the fact that we had other campaigns that were working great, both for ourselves and our clients. We were supposed to know this stuff like the back of our hand. The program we were trying to sell was $8,000, and I was doing an ad to an automated webinar and then pushing them to an application with a really sophisticated email follow-up sequence. In other words, I was following conventional marketing wisdom to a T, and things weren't really going well. It was costing me anywhere between $200 to $400 per application. Now, if you don't know, that's expensive. After taking into account no shows on our sales calls and all that, our cost per acquisition was $2,000 to $3,000. Then, after I paid my sales guy and all the ads, we weren't making a whole lot of money. Now, we weren't losing money, but we weren't making enough to justify all the effort either. So I was testing all sorts of different campaigns and promotion techniques, diving into the minute details of Facebook ads and email automations, and on multiple occasions, I found myself sitting down behind my laptop after lunch and looking up only to realize it was already dark outside, and I hadn't made any meaningful progress. This was at the end of 2016, so I was stressing out over this, and I was thinking to myself, there has got to be a better way to do this. And I finally had one of these aha moments while I was laying in bed. I remember it was 11 o'clock at night, and I literally went from laying in bed to on my feet in about a half a second. My wife was so used to this by now, she didn't even wake up. So I jumped out of bed and I ran downstairs to grab my laptop because I had an idea. It was one of those things that Tim Ferriss said. He said, if you do the exact opposite of what everyone's trying to do right now, what's going to happen? Well, I decided to do just that. I wrote an ad that was very direct. I was making an offer directly to cold traffic, looking to attract my ideal clients. And I said, if you're interested in this, if you're interested in having us do a done-for-you webinar, go ahead and sign up here. But before you apply, let me give you some proof. I'm going to give you a case study. We've got tons of case studies, but I've got a great one. If you're interested, let me prove to you what we can do. Here's a case study, then go ahead and apply and book a call. That ad I wrote, it was 11:45 p.m. I'll never forget because it was time-stamped in the ad. So it's 11:45 and I hit publish on the ad and I go to bed, not knowing whether this is really going to work or if I've gone nuts. The next morning, I woke up to a pile of applications, and not just any applications. Instead of the $200 to $400 it was costing us to get someone to fill out an application form, we were now getting people who are ready to pay multiple 5 figures for a program or service to apply to work with us for just $30 to $50. And it wasn't just for our business. Once I discovered this process, I started using it with a bunch of our clients. And I want to give you a bit of an extreme example of what's possible with this. All right? I don't expect I'll ever see something like this happen again, but it's a great indicator of just how fast this approach can get players the money to buy your high-ticket course offer. Our client, Stephen Jordan, closed his very first lead for $10,000 on a brand new program. He spent less than $1 on ads. Crazy, right? I mean, Stephen had been thinking of selling a course for $500 before I talked to him. Just imagine where he'd be if he had gone that route. He would have needed 20 sales to make that same 10 grand, and there's no way he'd be getting anything close to the ROI or the scale he's getting by selling a high-ticket course. So I don't know what you'll do with this approach, but it's not rare that we see clients make their first sales within 1 to 3 days of launching, and the majority within 7 days. Are you starting to see how this works? Okay, here's how the RTB sales machine works and what makes it different from every other sales process out there. You'll probably want to write this down. The RTB sales machine is 6 steps designed specifically to take courses from $0 to $10,000 or $30,000 a month, even if nobody knows who you are just yet. And it also works extremely well with courses that are making some sales but haven't cracked that $30K per month mark. And after I walk you through this and you understand how it works, I'll show you how you can get a swipe and deploy version of this funnel that you can implement in your own business in an afternoon. So let me break down the high level and then we'll look at each step individually. So we start with an offer ad. Going to step 2, which is an opt-in page where people sign up for a mini webinar. Step 3 is your mini webinar, which is a ready-to-buy sales presentation. It's an 8 to 10 minute presentation that allows you to sell the done-for-you version of your offer, the done-with-you version, or the do-it-yourself version of your offer, all from the same place. This by itself is huge, as it means you only have one small sales presentation to worry about instead of building out 100 different things for each offer. Step 4 is the application form, which you invite people to fill out at the end of the mini webinar. Then they're led to a call booking form, which is step 5. And finally, step 6, which is a phone call, where you enroll people into the appropriate level program. And for anyone who hates getting on the phone, there's an interesting alternative to getting on the phone that we've used to sell offers up to $30,000, which I'll show before we wrap things up here. But first, let's unpack this a little bit so you can really see how this works. Now, all 6 of these steps really have to do with you dialing in that offer and making an offer that focuses on a single outcome that people want. If you can do that, all of these steps are actually really easy to execute. And this is why we've had people go from $0 to $13,000 in under 3 weeks, and why we've had businesses go to over $1 million in less than 80 days. So the offer ad is quite straightforward, far simpler than any other form of advertising. It's almost cheating. You're simply introducing people to your offer and asking if they want the outcome that you're offering to them. You're really straight up here. You're telling them this is an offer and setting the expectation that if they like what you're proposing, then they will be paying money for it. So this immediately eliminates all the people on the hunt for a bunch of free stuff. You never have to talk to them. From step 1, you're only talking to people looking to buy. And this is how we rapidly discover what the market wants to buy. These offer ads. This lets you test and validate your ideas and make sales before building everything else. So once people click over to your opt-in page, all you're doing is repeating the offer that you made in your ad and asking them to sign up for your mini webinar to get more information. As you can see in this example from my own agency, there's nothing fancy going on here. A simple question and invitation to subscribe, same as the ad that led people to this page. Now, the mini webinar presentation is literally an 8 to 12 minute presentation describing the offer in a bit more detail and sharing some proof that it's awesome. And some people who are just starting out get freaked out about the concept of quote unquote proof because they don't have any results yet. But it's no problem because there are many forms of proof. A great example is using third-party proof for the system that you're using instead of proof for you, the expert. And you can totally be upfront about this. Like, this wasn't my client, but Mr. X lost 93 pounds in 1 year on the keto diet. Say if you're teaching people about keto nutrition. You may have heard of Ramit Sethi, best-selling author of I Will Teach You to Be Rich and one of the most popular personal finance blogs. He did this with one of his very first launches of his Earn 1K program. He cited a New York Times article about how people were making money with their side hustles until he collected his own proof to use. In 10 years of creating sales presentations, I've never seen anything as fail-proof as these mini webinars. You're not telling any long stories about yourself. You're not teaching a bunch of stuff. You don't have to be clever or persuasive. You're literally just introducing the big promised outcome, adding a little bit of proof or other credibility building, and telling them what to do next, which is to fill out the application form. Making this pretty much the only type of sales presentation that's so simple and straightforward that you don't need any copywriting skills and you can bang it out in an afternoon. Now, the application form is like the unsung hero of this whole process. It really helps you qualify people and gauge their readiness to buy. And you'll also know how much they're looking to invest, which makes it much easier to talk about money when the time comes. And by going through the offer ad, the opt-in page, the mini webinar, and now an application form all about this offer, anyone who has stuck around is going to be pretty warmed up to the idea of buying. The application form will also help you understand if this person is not a fit at all, in which case you don't have to talk to them. You don't have to spend your time on someone that is not going to buy or that is not a good fit for what you do. If they get through the application, the call form is pretty self-explanatory. They're literally just picking a time to speak with you. Almost everyone who fills out an application will fill out the call form. So you're only going to be speaking to people who are open to the idea of spending money with you. The application form is a really important part of this process because it helps you understand if this person is looking for done-for-you services or maybe in the done-with-you category, or maybe they're a complete do-it-yourselfer. So then you can tailor the conversation on the phone to those where that person is at instead of trying to force them in one direction or another. All right, and step number 6, now it's time to collect. The prospect has raised their hand, they filled out your application and qualified themselves. Now we use a phone call to get the applicant into the right level of service. It might be your highest ticket offer, or it might be something smaller. Sometimes we don't even use the phone. We do the confirmation via email or chat, which is something I teach my students to do inside my program. But either way, the thing to remember is that the system does the selling for you. Right from the first contact, okay? You're starting with an offer, from the very first contact. You're saying, I have this offer. This is what it will do for you. Are you interested in this? Yes or no? And then they jump through these hoops, they sign up for a mini webinar, they watch the presentation where you're making the offer again, they fill out the application form. They're doing all these things to get the chance to speak with you and buy from you. Now, typically, someone has their mind made up before they even get on the phone. Does this make sense? Your role is not to get on the call and pitch and hard sell and push someone into buying. You may talk about some of the details of the offer or some of the logistics and address any last objections that they might have, and from your end, really make sure that they're a right fit for your community and for what you want to give them. And what I find is that you have really put together an offer that you believe in, that you can stand by, that you feel is truly making a difference in the lives of your clients, that you see is making the difference in the lives of your clients. Then this isn't just the phone call that you like to have, this is a phone call that you need to have because it's necessary in order to fulfill your business's mission and your vision for yourself and your clients. And it's a completely different approach to, say, sending cold traffic directly to a sales call or to send out a bunch of marketing messages to an existing audience and trying to get them on the phone where you're going to try to pitch them something. This isn't that because, again, you're starting with the offer and you're carrying through with that offer all the way through the system. So here's what this can look like in real life. I had a client, Nathan, that I worked with a couple months back. He reached out to me and called me and said, hey man, I want to launch a webinar for this offer. It's in the niche of viral contest marketing. And he specifically wanted to work with e-commerce store owners and sell a course to them. Okay, that's great. So I asked him, how many have you sold so far? Well, I haven't sold any yet. This is a brand new idea. Which, that's not a problem. We've done hundreds of these very successfully, even from scratch. But what you've now discovered is that you can have so much more success much faster if you turn the do-it-yourself course into a higher ticket, done-with-you offer. So I said to him, well, what if I made you an offer that, rather than selling the course, what if we sold a service or a coaching program that still ties into your original course, but is worth a lot more money? And typically people's ears perk up a little bit, as this isn't really what they were expecting to talk about. And so this guy said, okay, well, I'm interested. Tell me a bit more. And I'm like, okay, well, how much do you want to sell that course for? And he's like, yeah, $997. I want the course to sell for $997, right? Okay, well, if you sold this course for $997, I can guarantee you that we can sell it for at least $5,000. If you put them through the same course and we offer a coaching program where you give them like a once a week call or twice a week call, and if there was some sort of implementation strategy associated with it. And I could see how his mindset started to shift a little bit right there. Oh, wait a second. What? You told me I can go cold traffic straight to a $4,000 or $5,000 or $8,000 sale? No way. And so when I get them to shift their belief that, okay, now you can make $3,000, $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 or a $15,000 offer with the exact same course that you're already going to create, that's when the light bulb moments go off. And that you can start selling this thing to cold traffic, to people who have never heard of you before in the next 7 days. Well, as I've already said, most people don't believe that until we actually do it. So I remember how just after launching, he had 11 book calls on his calendar the next day, and he got 5 sales in just a couple of days. He sold the first one at $1,000, and then he immediately went up to $3,000, and he sold 4 of these programs at $3,000 each. So he collected $13,000 in revenue within the first week of going live. At that point, he was a believer. 3 weeks prior, he didn't even know the high ticket courses system existed. And now he's already upped his prices to $3,000 and is making sales. And that's with 0 emails sent, 0 emails written, 0 extra stuff. And this is my goal for you here today, because people don't realize how direct you can be with your offers. And this is how quickly you can go to $13,000 in sales within the first days or weeks of testing a brand new offer. So from top to bottom, we've designed the high ticket courses system to be extremely friendly to non-marketers, to anyone who wants to build a profitable expert business without having to become an expert marketer along the way, unless of course marketing is the thing that you're building your business around. With the RTB sales machine, all it takes is one ad, one offer to one person. The odds are stacked in your favor. So now you've seen how you can get people that don't know you to spend $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, or even $10,000 or more on your products and programs, even if you're starting from scratch. And you've seen how the RTB sales machine can make it happen fast, and how it's possible to go from $0 to $13,000 in 3 weeks, and how it's possible to do much more. And you've seen how this is the fastest, easiest way to get to $5,000 or $10,000 a month to hit the income level that you need to create your dream lifestyle, thanks to a traffic strategy that you have absolute control over. And that brings you clients so consistently that you can predict your income today, tomorrow, next week, and next month. And you've seen that as a result, it becomes easy and automatic to build a large audience and impact that audience. And of course, that by doing this, you can earn a job killer income, enjoy a semi-retired lifestyle where you work on your own schedule and can take time off without your income disappearing. And if you've learned nothing else today, I hope you've had the realization that not only can you create a thriving business around your knowledge and expertise, but it doesn't have to be a slow and painful journey, cranking out one piece of content after another on social media, trying to get folks to follow you, and then maybe one day buy something. That instead of building out complicated sales funnels and 5 different offers, each with their own sales piece and email sequence and advertisements, you can do it all with a single sales piece that's no more than 10 minutes long. That no matter what disadvantages you have in your life, this is absolutely something that you can do. Because once you've learned that, one way or another, you will have success and you will build a lifestyle business most people only dream of. And you'll jump over the hurdles and recover from the setbacks along the way. And really, the only question will be, how long will it take and what will it cost? You see, there are 2 ways to build a lucrative expert business that creates both income and impact. The first way is to take everything I shared with you here and start applying it. Take the entire process from start to finish, create your offer, put your sales process together, and drive profitable traffic to it. The only thing it'll cost you is your time. How much time is it going to cost you? I don't know. I'm not psychic, and I'm not going to insult your intelligence by pretending that I do. It could be a week or a month or a year. It all depends on how quickly and how accurately you implement this system. The second path has a price tag attached. This path is relatively easy, it's certain, and it's designed to help you hit your big money goal within the next 60 days, whether that's $5K a month or $25K a month or even $50,000 a month. My own goal for you is to get you to $10,000 per month because that'll give you plenty of breathing room and extra cash to continue growing your business if that's what you want. This path isn't necessarily better than doing it all yourself, but it's very different. So if you're open to moving quickly and making it darn near impossible to fail, I'd be happy to show you the special offer I put together for you to help you implement all of this. This is something I've never done before and is only available on this webinar. You see, there are 2 ways to build a lucrative expert business that creates both income and impact. The first way is to take everything I shared with you here and start applying it. Take the entire process from start to finish, create your offer, put your sales process together, and drive profitable traffic to it. The only thing it'll cost you is your time. How much time is it going to cost you? Well, I don't know. I'm not psychic, and I'm not going to insult your intelligence by pretending that I do. Could be a week, or a month, or a year. It all depends on how quickly and accurately you implement this system. Now, the second path has a price tag attached. This path is relatively easy, it's certain, and it's designed to help you hit your big money goal within the next 60 days, whether that's $5,000 per month or $25,000 per month or even $50,000 per month. My own goal for you is to get you to $30,000 to $50,000 per month because that's what I've designed this system to do. And that'll give you plenty of breathing room and extra cash to continue growing your business if that's what you want. This path isn't necessarily better than doing it all yourself, but it's very different. So if you're open to moving quickly and making it darn near impossible to fail, I'd be happy to show you the special offer I've put together for you to help you implement all of this. Now, this is something I've never done before and is only available on this webinar. What we've done is we've created a brand new advanced implementation program called High Ticket Courses 2.0, which is completely revised and updated for you. Now, who this works for? Number 1, if you already have a high-ticket program and you need more leads, whether that's a coach or a consultant or a service provider, this will work for you. If you have an existing business and you want to launch a new idea without needing to build crazy complex funnels and marketing, this will work for you. If you have a low-ticket course that's, say, $1,000 or less, and you want to learn how to leverage a simple high-ticket course, then this is absolutely going to work for you. And if you're brand new and want to leverage your expertise into a legitimate income stream, you will get a lot of value out of this training program. Now, the goal of this program is to show you a clear-cut path to $30,000 to $50,000 per month with a high-ticket course model. Now, is this for real? You might be asking. Now, I understand that to many people, making an extra $30,000 to $50,000 per month sounds just too good to be true. And I completely understand that, because you've been told time and time again that to generate those types of numbers, you need to start with the typical ascension model. This is where you start with a low-priced front-end offer, then you build your way up to the higher-priced offers slowly over time. But this approach rarely works. Course creators typically run out of money and motivation long before they get around to developing their high-ticket offer. And this is why you might be struggling to believe that making $30,000 or $50,000 per month is even possible for you right now. Every level of the ascension model requires a separate strategy, and each price point also requires its own delivery method. Separating all of these steps creates a lot of confusion and extra work for you. But there's another path to generating $30,000 to $50,000 per month that's much easier. It's the perfect expert model. And with this approach, you start with a high-ticket offer. This is how you can generate a healthy 5-figure monthly income from day one. Let's look at the math so you can fully grasp why adding an extra $30,000 to $50,000 per month really is within reach for you right now. Can you guess how many sales you would need to generate an extra $30,000 in revenue with a $13 tripwire offer? You'd need an extra 2,307 sales to generate that much money. Now, let's consider option number 2. How many sales would you need to generate to make an extra $30,000 in revenue? That's right, just 10 extra sales per month, or 1 new sale every 3 days. Doesn't that make so much more sense? So the all-important question is, how do you go from charging $13 to charging $3,000 for your courses? And that's just the beginning of what's possible, because in some cases, you'll be able to charge much more than $3,000. I had a client who we took a $97 course and turned it into an $8,000 course that took him to $100,000 per month super quick within about 1 to 2 months. So the question you really want to be asking is, how do you go from charging low ticket to high ticket prices within a few weeks? Well, I have good news for you. If you'd like to know the answer to that question, then this course was made specifically for you. In fact, I'm confident in saying that this training program is like nothing that you've ever seen before. So let's take a look inside High Ticket Courses 2.0 to find out why. The very first component that we are going to be learning inside of High Ticket Courses is going to learn how to craft your high ticket course. Now, first, I'm going to show you how to identify markets with huge profits up for grabs, so you set yourself up for success from day one. I'll reveal many markets that are big enough to support $50,000 per month businesses, so you avoid choosing a market that's too small or getting overwhelmed by too many competitors. Then I'll teach you the secret psychology that goes into the high ticket courses business model that most people miss. You'll be able to charge high ticket prices while attracting multiple customer avatars at once, all of them willing to pay thousands of dollars for different levels of service, attracting 2, 3, or 4 different customer types for the price of one. Finally, we'll tie it all together by creating your very own one-sentence power offer. You'll utter one sentence that stops your target customer in their tracks and forces them to instantly say yes or no to your offer. And you'll never bore people when you talk about your offer again, because this simple phrase will instantly give you an electrifying jolt of clarity and power. And when you're done, you will have turned your product idea into a $5,000 asset that you can test and validate before you create your high-ticket course. That way, you can get started with as little upfront risk as possible. No wasting time and resources on a product that your customers don't actually want. Now, here's another question for you. Think about all of the time you've spent to get predictable lead flow for your high-ticket programs, all of the time that you've wasted, all of the projects that didn't bear fruit. Now imagine how you're going to feel the moment when you realize that your time to make a significant impact has finally come. Wouldn't that feel amazing? Just look at what one of my clients said after they had their first sale from raising their price from $997 to $3,000. So this specific client had an automated webinar that was selling a $997 program. But his profit margins were so slim because his offer was structured so poorly. Once we revised it and we got him to go straight to a mini webinar from cold traffic, his profit margins went through the roof. The next component that you're going to learn is you're going to learn exactly how to sell your high ticket course. First, I'll walk you through the mini webinars I've personally used to sell millions online. Then, I'll give you my highly coveted mini webinar template so you have the exact plug and play system that's collectively generated over $50 million in revenue to date. All you have to do is follow the simple steps to create a powerful offer that predictably sells your high-ticket course 24/7. But that's not all. I'll show you how to use this mini webinar to attract the most hyper-qualified leads possible so you don't waste your time with people who aren't serious about investing in your high-ticket course today. Discover the process that guarantees you only speak to those who are ready to buy. But there's nothing worse than going through all that trouble to book a sales call just to have a no-show. And that's why I'm going to ensure that you not only book hyper-qualified leads, but get leads to actually show up to your call. This one step, if done correctly, could double or triple your raw profits without doing any extra work. Now, just imagine. Imagine a few days have passed, and you've put together your first high-ticket course, and you have your power offer and mini webinar ready to test for the first time. What's it going to feel like after you've made your very first $3,000 sale? I bet you'll probably want to go out and party like it's 1999 immediately after you've had a taste of what this system can do for you, right? Now, Ryan over here shared his win where he closed a $10,000 deal before 9 a.m. That is the power of what can happen when you apply this methodology. You transform your offer into a high-ticket offer, and you speak the messaging that attracts high-ticket clients. These are the types of results that can be possible for people like you. Now, in core component number 3, you are going to discover how to scale your high-ticket course. Once you've created your high-ticket course and mini webinar, I'm going to give you all of the systems that you need to launch successfully from day one. This includes all of the swipes that you need for my email copy vault, as well as the precise automations needed, which you can upload into your ClickFunnels or high-level account with just one click. I'll show you everything that you need to set up your Facebook ads so they convert profitably, and I'll even take the time to show you how to troubleshoot ads that aren't working. Plus, you'll learn how to expand your reach with retargeting and how to scale your ad budgets so you expand your revenues to their full potential. I leave no stone unturned, giving you step-by-step instructions for every software needed, every technical detail, so you're never left wondering, how do I set this up, or what do I do next? And you have a completely functional system that sells your high-ticket course day in and day out. Just imagine how vastly different your life could be once you get your entire high-ticket course system running at its full potential. You'll finally have the power to make a powerful impact with your message while being recognized as one of the leading experts in your category. You'll finally have a predictable lead generation system in place with new, interested prospects asking to work with you every single day. How awesome would that feel knowing you never had to worry about lead generation again? But again, none of these promises would have any meaning if I couldn't point you to real people who have gone through my high-ticket courses program and had the results I'm telling you about. Look no further than Brandon Pugsley, a marketer and agency owner who utilized this methodology to get better results for his clients. He said, "Joel, just a big thanks for HTC. I've made 25 times the cost of the program and actually changed my business model because of the successes I've had implementing it. More than a 6-figure backlog already. Big kudos and a huge thanks." Now, at this point, you might be wondering how much it will cost you to invest into High Ticket Courses 2.0, and that would be a fair question. But let me ask you another question, which I believe is even more important. How much would you pay to know with 100% certainty that you could generate $10, $20, or even $50,000 every single month? At first, I almost decided to price this course at $72,000 because that's precisely how much my clients have paid me to build and run these systems for them, to create their power offers and build their high-ticket course funnels for them. Now, you might be thinking, whoa there, 72 grand? I'm about to have a heart attack. I get it. 72K is well above the average yearly salary in the United States. So here's proof of us collecting payments for deposits plus the ongoing royalties that we get from our clients. Here's a $12,500 payment to get started. Here's a royalty check for $2,589 that we collected. Here's another payment for $6,250 and another one for $12,500 and another royalty check for $3,240.25. And it keeps going on and on and on. Here's a royalty check for $18,444. And here's another $12,500 payment. So the proof is in the pudding. Then I almost settled at $5,000. Now, why this amount? Well, because that's exactly how much people paid to fly into Lewiston, New York for the very first time that I taught this system back in 2017. Every single person in this room paid $5,000 to fly to this event and hear me teach this live. Now, not only that, here's some proof to actually show you that this really did happen. These are all the payments that these clients paid when they flew into Lewiston for this event for the first time that I taught this high ticket courses system. And that's why High Ticket Courses 2.0 would be an absolute steal at $5,000, the same price that people paid me to teach them this entire system live and in person. You've seen the power of this system in action, and you've seen how it can work for you. But I don't want to give you any reason not to build the business that you know you're capable of and change people's lives with your expertise. If you don't do that, then my mission to change the way people work and to help thousands of smart, hardworking people live the best years of their lives in semi-retirement instead of chained to a desk will fail. So here's the deal. A lot of people claim that those who take fast action get the best results. And we've proven it. After running more than 100 webinars and gathering data on tens of thousands of buyers, we know for a fact that the people who act fast and buy during the webinar also act fast and get results inside of these programs. And this is extremely important to us because High Ticket Courses 2.0 is only as good as the results it provides to its customers. So, if I can help you get better results faster, I think it's my duty to choose that option, even if I make less money in the short term. So with that in mind, I'm going to make an offer I believe no action taker could reasonably refuse. Those who act fast and buy immediately will take the training more serious than those who wait, plain and simple. You've proven that you're serious about applying this knowledge by sitting through this entire presentation with me. So I'm going to make you a special one-time offer. Join right now and I'll help pay for your first round of ads. That means instead of paying $5,000 like others have paid, you can join not for the $5,000 some people have paid, not even for $2,500. Join today, and for just 3 monthly payments of $797, that'll give you an extra $2,500 for you to advertise with. Or, if you want to really beef up your ad budget, you can take advantage of the heavier discounted pay in full option and have $3,000 for your ad budget. And if you think about it, over the course of the next year, that comes out to just $5.40 per day. Now, is it ridiculous to think you can find $5.40 per day to build a high-impact business that pays you every month and brings high-ticket buyers to you automatically? I'll let you be the judge of that. We've had people go through this entire process in a matter of weeks and start making sales. Okay, now Temple was able to more than cover the investment 3 times over within a week of his mini webinar going live. So he joined High Ticket Courses late last year, and this is what he said. Leighton and I just closed a deal for $6,000. Can't wait to improve upon our funnel even more with Joel's input. 1 week into running the ads and the program has paid for itself. I've been super skeptical since I've been burned multiple times. However, this program is different. If you guys ever have someone on the fence, refer them to me or Leighton. We've got you. Now here's Clara, who already had 2,000 euros in the bank just 5 days into the program. You can see she sold her first lower tier sale at 2,000 euros. And she says, my new qualifying system pre-framing a client and getting her red hot to invest in my middle level offer of 9K. That's 5 days into the program. That's exactly why I came here. Clara is awesome. She's selling a personal relationship course. So hers is a non-make money offer, which is one of the most common questions that I get when talking about this. So as I've said, this works great for anything to do with professional development, relationships, health and fitness, personal development, and money. Kevin also needed just 5 days to make his first sale. That's been possible because my goal with this system was to make failure darn near impossible. And we've really done everything in our power to hand you the templates and processes that we've already proven to work and walk you step by step through all the areas where your input is required. In fact, the hardest part of this entire system might be resisting the urge to do too much or add unnecessary layers of complexity. To not do all the things that we as business owners see our colleagues doing every day in an attempt to get clients. I've had past clients reach out to me and tell me that they found themselves at 2 in the afternoon wasting time on YouTube or Instagram because they're done with their work for the day. Their funnel is nicely profitable and aren't sure what to do with themselves. So Kevin over here, here's what he did. Day 1, got into the program. Day 2, binged on all the content and developed 2 levels below my one-on-one coaching. Day 3, put out some power offers and rebuilt the funnel. Day 4, told my friend about power offers. He became a referral client. Day 5, which is today, I sold my first lowest level program during my off day, $1,200, no support. Now, here's why this is so powerful. If I had 2 lower level programs over the past 6 months, I would have added around $40,000 to $50,000 to my top line. Joel, thank you so much. This is really powerful stuff. Now, as you make your decision on which option to choose for your investment, if you want accelerated success, then here's why you need to join with the pay in full option. Here's proof that when I do consulting, people pay me $10,000 up front for it. But still, at that price, I was concerned that there would be too many people who might miss out on their best chance of making an impact with their own high-ticket course. That's why we wanted to come up with a price point that anyone would agree was fair exchange for an additional $30,000 to $50,000 per month added to their business. On the screen, you will see 3 invoices paid for $10,000 for my 60-day consulting. Now, when you join using the pay in full option, we will schedule 20 minutes to have a one-on-one call together to discuss anything that you'd like. Some of my clients take advantage of this to dial in their avatar or dial in their power offer. You can use it for anything you'd like, but only if you pay in full and only if you take action now. Now, to put all this into perspective, you just saw how we've helped dozens of clients generate tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and even millions of dollars using this specific high-ticket courses system. And taking action right now to secure your spot on a quick start call with me so I can personally guide you and work with you on your business will only accelerate your success. So, obviously investing a small $1,997 into high-ticket courses so that you can acquire this skill set is a huge life-changing opportunity. So here's what to do now. Below this video, there will be a button that appears that will take you to your enrollment page. This button is exclusive for the time-sensitive discount and 20-minute quick start call. You must use that link to qualify for those fast action bonuses. Click that link and follow through to the next page to complete your enrollment, and we'll get you into the training immediately. You will be able to go through the entire training at your own pace. Once you purchase, you'll get an email in the next few minutes with all the login access that you need, and you can dive into the training within the next 5 minutes. Now, here's the thing. I want you to feel completely safe when you join today, and here's why. As you've already seen, the folks who get set up tend to get buyers within the first 3 weeks if they promote their power offer. Some get buyers immediately if they have an existing list. So, if you have an existing audience, this should be a no-brainer for you. When you enroll today, you're essentially hiring me to become your virtual mentor, your coach. And like any good coach, I have a proven methodology, a step-by-step execution plan. And I don't accept excuses. So, if you're the type of person who quits, who gives up at the first sign of adversity, don't pay me. I don't want it. For anyone who is ready to step up, High Ticket Courses comes with a 21-day money-back guarantee. Now, to be eligible for the refund, you must complete your funnel and drive traffic to it to provide some meaningful results and data. If you're not seeing leads and applications coming in, we'll provide coaching and support to help you or issue you a 100% refund if we decide we cannot help you. With this guarantee, you absolutely cannot lose. It's pretty simple. If you follow the steps we've outlined, you cannot lose. You either get amazing results, get our help getting amazing results, or walk away with every penny that you invested with us, plus a lot of new insight into your marketplace. Plus, when you buy in the next hour, we're going to effectively fund your first ad campaign. So we're really stacking the odds in your favor here. This is how professionals launch and scale their high-ticket programs with the least amount of risk. Now, when you join High Ticket Courses today, you're going to get some additional bonuses on top of the 20-minute quick start call if you decide to purchase the pay in full option. Bonus number 2 is going to be your minimum viable product, how to validate your offer without a completed course. The beauty of High Ticket Courses 2.0 is that I teach you to test and validate your product idea before you create your high ticket course. Nobody wants to take the time to build a finished product only to find out that it doesn't sell. That's why putting off product development until later is a smart business move, because you get to validate your offer before you commit the time and resources to building out your product. This is how you manage risk. You see this all the time in the business world. Real estate developers often pre-sell their apartment buildings before they've broken ground. The whole point of Kickstarter is to get buyers before a new product is created. But after you've validated your product and proven that it's going to be a winner, you obviously want to create a high-ticket course that lives up to the hype. That's exactly what this special bonus will do for you. So many course creators make the big mistake of turning their course into a giant brain dump that overwhelms their customers, but not you. Because I'll show you how to create your minimum viable product. This is the minimum you need to do to create a high-quality product that your customers love. I'll show you how to ultimately make a better product with a higher perceived value by teaching you advanced concepts, such as how to package your lessons so you are both clear and comprehensive, how to use quizzes and other incentives to maximize knowledge retention, and what your workflow should look like while you're working with your first few students so they have an incredible experience. So you get the 20-minute consult with me as a pay-in-full bonus, and bonus number 2, you'll get the minimum viable product training when you join High Ticket Courses 2.0 today. Now, there's more. In bonus number 3, I'm going to give you quite possibly one of the most useful and tactical bonuses that you can possibly have. I call this the Power Offer Teardown Vault Swipes. In this exclusive bonus, you are going to watch me rebuild non-converting offers and transform them into money-making assets. Get a peek inside my brain as I dissect and transform offers on the spot. Get inspiration from other markets' power offers that have made millions of dollars for your own inspiration. And now this may be the most valuable asset that you can have in your arsenal. You're going to receive video recordings and Google Docs swipes that I could easily sell separately for $2,000. All you need to do is click the button below to join and get access to these bonuses. But that's not all. You'll also receive bonus number 4, organic high-ticket courses promotion strategies, and I'm going to show you how Steven scaled his high-ticket course to $20,000 per month without using paid ads. I know that paid traffic will be one of the main areas where new course creators will get hung up. Even though I've done everything I could possibly do to make this process simple and straightforward, there are still some people who will take a look inside of Facebook Ad Manager and start to feel confused and overwhelmed. And for some of you, that may be a good enough reason to avoid the trouble of creating a high-ticket course and selling it in the first place. If that's you, I want you to know that I have a solution that's specifically for you, and that's what you get inside this incredible case study bonus. Steven joined our program, learned the high-ticket courses methodology, and applied the methodology to LinkedIn for organic sales strategies using the Power Offer and Mini Webinar. This special training breaks down his exact strategy so you can grow your high-ticket courses organically. We'll break down the psychology of the organic strategy so you can apply it for yourself if you so choose. Courtney over here was another example of somebody who took the Power Offer and posted it to his organic profile, and he generated $20,000 with zero ad spend, completely organic. That's the power of using this methodology to a non-paid audience. So when you join today, you're going to get the 20-minute consult with me as a pay-in-full bonus. You'll also get bonus number 2, which is the minimum viable product training, how to create your own offer without a product created. In bonus number 3, you're going to receive the Power Offer Teardown Vault, which is the swipes and the exact power offers that my students have used, who have shared them graciously so you can learn for your own. And in bonus number 4, you're going to learn organic high-ticket courses promotion strategies. Now, all you need to do is click the button below to join and enroll, and you'll get access to all of these bonuses. Plus, if you pay in full, you'll get access to the 20-minute consult with me. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you like me to show you how to nurture your newfound audience to an extra 6 figures in revenue? Would that be powerful? In bonus number 5, I'm going to give you an exclusive training on how to nurture your audience with high-powered Facebook groups and uncover an extra 6 figures in untapped revenue. Because many of the people on your list won't take you up on your power offer right away. But that doesn't mean that they're not interested or that they'll never buy. In fact, those are some of your best leads, and many of them will buy from you later on. That's why we use Facebook groups to nurture leads until they're ready to buy. It's an easy way to get 3 to 5 times better results from your marketing efforts. I brought in one of the world's leading experts on growing Facebook groups organically to show you how he regularly turns tiny Facebook groups of 1,000 to 1,500 people into an extra $200,000 or more in revenue. Last time I checked in with him, he told me he's used this system to generate an extra $500,000 in revenue from his Facebook group alone. He'll walk you through his entire process step by step, everything from how to get people into your group, to what to do after they join, to how to close more sales. All of it is revealed on this exclusive bonus training. So in bonus number 5, we call this the 6-figure nurture strategy with Facebook groups, how Cole generated $500,000 from his Facebook group. Now in this training, you are going to learn an exclusive step-by-step interview outlining exactly how to set up the most powerful nurture strategy, which is communities. You're going to learn exactly what content to produce. You're going to learn the daily content strategy. You're going to learn how to convert those members into high-ticket buyers. This is the perfect strategy to bolt on to your high-ticket course lead generation strategy. Click that button below to take advantage of this bonus and enroll today. To recap everything you're going to be getting, number 1, if you take the pay in full bonus, you'll get a 20-minute consult with me. Number 2, everyone is going to receive the minimum viable product training, how to launch your high-ticket courses before your product is even created. Bonus number 3, you're going to get the Power Offer Teardown Vault. Bonus 4, you'll get organic high-ticket course promotion strategies. And bonus number 5, you'll get the 6-figure Facebook group nurture strategy with our special guest, Cole. Now, we use a very specific strategy to get leads on the phone with our ready-to-buy system. But a lot of people will ask me, Joel, what do I say to get people to enroll once I get them on the phone? Well, in bonus number 6, I'm going to give you the exact 12-step high-ticket phone script sales sequence that we use to close high-ticket sales. In this exclusive bonus, I'll have my number 1 salesperson, Damien, walk you through his personal word-for-word sales script, which he uses to close high-ticket sales every single day. Damien estimates that he's used this exact script to close between $2 and $3 million in revenue for his clients, which includes me. And all you need to do is make a few tweaks for your own product, and you'll have a simple yet proven way to close the deal once you get folks on the phone, even if you can't sell your way out of a paper bag. So in bonus number 6, you're going to get the 12-step high-ticket phone script. This is Damien's $2.5 million consultative, non-sleazy script. Because sales doesn't have to be yucky. Consultative selling is the way to go. Learn from my personal go-to sales rep how to effortlessly enroll new clients so you feel good about yourself and feel comfortable doing so. So to recap, here's everything that you're going to be getting when you join High Ticket Courses 2.0 today. As a pay in full bonus, you get a 20-minute consult call with me. Bonus number 2, you get the minimum viable product training. Bonus number 3, you get the Power Offer Teardown Vault. Bonus number 4, you get organic high-ticket course promotion strategies. Bonus number 5, you get the 6-figure Facebook group nurture strategy. And bonus number 6, you get the $2.5 million consultative sales script so you know exactly what to say to enroll all of your clients on the phone. Now, you can join today for just one payment of $1,997 or 3 monthly installments of $797. If I were you, I would take the pay in full option because you get to save extra money and you get that bonus hyper value 20-minute consult with me that is incredibly worth every single penny that you are paying for this program. Click the button below to join and let's get started. Now, if you're still watching this webinar right now, you're probably on the fence and contemplating whether or not high ticket courses is right for you. So if you are asking that question, let's together go through this checklist and make sure that we uncover all of those root causes that are holding you back. Number 1, do you feel that predictable lead generation would release and free you from worrying about where your next sale will come from? If so, this is going to alleviate all of your lead generation concerns. Number 2, do you need clarity on the things that will move the needle in your business, such as your ideal avatar and offer? Number 3, deep down, do you feel that there's a simpler solution to digital marketing than all of the other methods that you've tried in the past? Number 4, do you feel that this methodology I'm sharing with you today will complement what you're already doing to market your business? If the answer to any of those questions is yes, then you need to take action right now because this is the universe telling you that this is the right decision for you. You are completely backed by a refund guarantee, or we will support you to make sure you actually get results with this program. There is no reason for you not to take advantage of this offer. Go here, click the button below to sign up for this program, take the pay in full option of $19.97 or split it out over 3 monthly payments of $7.97. Join high ticket courses right now and click the button below. For those of you who act, we are also adding a limited time bonus. Now, bonus number 7 is exclusive to those who join on this training here today. And if so, you are going to also get the text to close bonus. Now, in this bonus, you are going to learn how to close high ticket sales without ever picking up the phone. Now, I always recommend that when people are starting out, you do use the phone to close your sales so you can hear what that feedback is. But as you start to grow, as you start to scale, if you decide to keep this a one-person business or you and an assistant, you are going to want to learn how to use leverage, and that is where the text-to-close system comes in. Would collecting 5 figures without picking up the phone be of value to you? What if you were able to design your lifestyle so your calendar truly remains nearly empty? This is exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you inside of this training, because once you understand the framing and the inner workings of how we build this high ticket course system, people are going to be coming to you ready to buy. And some of these people will not even need a phone call to close. So this is possible for you. Here is a screenshot of an actual conversation that I used to close a $10,000 consulting gig. And it was that simple. People were coming to me asking, what is the investment to work with me? And you only get that when you understand how to implement the system of pre-framing people and pre-selling them so they do come to you with sales qualification questions. Now, Clara over here took this same framework, took this bonus, and made her first $30,000 mastermind enrollment over chat. She said it was so fun and it was so easy. And the best thing is that if I would have been boggled down by a full schedule of daily enrollment calls, I probably would have missed this opportunity. That brings my month to 70,000 euros, close to my intended 80. Now, on to having them enroll for the full access 8 weeks at 25K. Oh, and this is in euros too. So way to go, Clara. It's great to see you again as a second case study and second testimonial. We had another client here close 2 $4,000 sales today, all on Facebook chat. No calls because I'm still wimpy and overcoming some mental roadblocks. I love this model. So when you get this and you join here today, you are going to get the text-to-close system, and I'm going to be walking you through the exact framework of how to frame these sales, how to frame these conversations, so when they do happen, you know how to close them at any price point. So the last bonus that we're going to be giving you here today is a live event VIP ticket. Now, you are going to be invited to my next mastermind, which is to be determined, but the next one that we have, you are going to get an invite. And these masterminds, as I've shared with you before, we charge $5,000 per ticket. And if you join here today, I am going to give you an all-access pass to join me in my next one, absolutely complimentary as a customer of high-ticket courses. Now, at this training, at this mastermind, you are going to be able to kick back, relax, and celebrate your successes with me as I personally wine and dine you at our next private VIP event. Plus, take action and execute on the latest strategies to level up your business. You won't need to pay the typical $5,000 entrance fee ticket that others have had to pay to attend. And when you join right now, I'm going to pay for your ticket on your behalf. That means you'll be able to come to Lewiston or St. Augustine, which is where I host my events, and you are going to be able to join me and your fellow high-ticket course students, and you are going to be able to enjoy this event. We'll go out to dinner, we'll do fun things, and we are going to hang out and celebrate our successes. These are a lot of fun, and I enjoy hosting them. Here's some snapshots from one of our more recent events of people getting down, getting their hands dirty, writing power offers, and getting to work, because that is what I want you to do at this training. I want you to do work. This is not going to be some fluffy, sales pitch. This is not going to be some fluffy training. We are going to get down and dirty. We're going to share each other's work. We're going to share each other's wins, and we are going to get work done. Then we're going to go out to dinner. Now, this is one of the pictures that we took after one of our events. We had about 20 people here, and it was an absolute blast. I love taking my clients out, and I love showing them the places where I live. This was in Lewiston over the Christmas holiday, and it was an absolute blast. I hope to see you at the next one. So to recap everything you're going to be getting, you get all the bonuses we've talked about before, the 20-minute consult with me if you pay in full. You're going to get the minimum viable product training. You're going to get the power offer teardown vault, the organic high ticket course promotion strategies, the six-figure Facebook group nurture strategy, the $2.5 million consultative sales script. You're going to be getting the limited time bonuses that were added just now. You'll get the text to close system where you can close high ticket sales without picking up the phone. And you'll get the VIP mastermind ticket, which is a realistic $5,000 value that people have paid $5,000 to attend in the past. All you need to do is click the button below to secure your seat in the training. Now, with that being said, there is one small catch. Whether you take the full pay option or the payment plan, these bonuses are only available for the next 60 minutes. Why is that? Because all successful entrepreneurs recognize time is their most precious resource. They are decisive and they don't let time waste. And simply put, you cannot build your high-ticket program while sitting on the sidelines. I'm here to get you off the sidelines, and I want you to decide to change your future right now. So click the button below and get signed up. There's no risk to you, and the only way to get success in life is by taking action. So right now, you have one of two choices to make. Choice number one is to do nothing. Stay where you're at and keep getting the results that you're getting. Most people make this choice because it's easier to do nothing than try something new, even if it's something really, really good. It happens to all of us. I had a friend who kept inviting me to try this highly recommended new Thai restaurant in town, but I kept putting it all off because I was unfamiliar and it was new to me. What if I didn't like it? When I finally decided to go, it turned out that it was the best meal I'd had in months, and I regretted not trying it sooner. I'd been missing out. And I think your business is a bit more important than some tom yum soup or pad thai, wouldn't you say? So there is a second choice. You can make this small, zero-risk investment in your business and yourself right now and get in the game so we can help you crush it. Really, the only risk you have here is to have other struggling experts give you the evil eye for turning less than $2,000 into $30,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 a month in revenue and transforming your financial future and your life for good. But no worries, you can show them how you did it. And hey, if for whatever reason it doesn't work out, we'll give you your money back. So here's the thing. While you absolutely could spend months or likely years growing a large following on social media and seeing if you can get people to buy consistently week in and week out, while you could try to get featured on all the top publications and podcasts in your space in hopes that this somehow turns into sales, while you could go spend 3 to 5 years learning copywriting so you can write really sophisticated sales letters and ultra persuasive emails, and while you could become a bona fide expert at building multi-product funnels with hundreds of permutations based on what each person does, and if you did all of that, you still might not find yourself any better off than when you started. The real question is, are you ready to take your financial future into your own hands and change your business and your life forever? I don't know. Maybe you're not. But I suspect you are. And I think that because you didn't join me today to kill time, or because you were bored and decided to watch a marketing webinar for kicks, you joined because a part of you knows that the only thing between where you are now and the life you want, the income you want, the business you want, is the right system. So click the button now below and enroll. Now listen, I get it. This ain't chump change. This is a serious investment for a serious person because we have a serious offer here to change your life. Just so we're clear, if the price tag is your primary concern, let's be direct with one another, okay? Because a lot of people who say they can't afford are, well, let's call them what they are, liars. Well-intentioned, but liars nonetheless. So if you sat there and said to yourself, Joel, I would buy it if only I could afford it, you need to listen closely. What we have here today, you can get started with for $19.97, which of course is nothing to sneeze at. However, let's say if instead of having to invest $19.97 into this program, you found out you needed to have a life-saving operation by tomorrow night and the price of that operation was $19.97. Would you say, oh, I can't afford that, I'll just die? Of course not. So let's get rid of the myth of whether you can or can't afford it. Because the real question is, are you willing to do what it takes to make this investment or not? As you sit here today, you have 3 options. Option 1 is to do nothing. But doing nothing just doesn't leave you with the problem. It makes the problem worse the longer you do nothing. So that's not it. You can do something else, but why? You know and I know that what is right in front of you is the right thing to do. And that's just option number 3. Just do it. Yes, the money may be tight. Yes, this may be a stretch. Yes, you're going to have to go out of your comfort zone a bit. Where do you think all that growth will come from? That's why you need to quit lying to me and, more importantly, to yourself, and just do what needs to be done by signing up right now so we can quit screwing around and get down to business. Look, you don't have to be superhuman to do this. The high-ticket courses system was designed to be run by experts like you, not marketers. It doesn't require you to outperform the top marketers in the world, the people who are spending billions of dollars testing and refining their marketing, because it strips away all the extra stuff that a 9 or 10-figure business owner would use to get a 1% conversion lift and make their shareholders millions. We focus on one outcome, one offer, and one simple sales system. It allows you to be a just good enough marketer and still make an incredible amount of money. Because really, when we're talking about building an expert business, you should be spending most of your time and energy focusing on your area of expertise. That means creating and delivering your programs and courses for your audience, giving them a great experience and doing what you can to make the offer that you have even better, even more compelling, and not spending a lot of time and energy creating marketing pieces and creating content and evangelizing for your brand. All of that stuff is a distraction away from the work you love to do and the work that makes a difference in people's lives, and ultimately the work that's going to get you paid, and if you follow this process, paid extremely well. I've already shown you multiple examples of people making 5 figures within a very short period of time with their high-ticket courses. But still, you may wonder, what if you don't make $50K per month? What if you only make 10% as much as our clients and only hit $5,000 per month? Would it still be worth it? Or if it took you 10 times longer than our clients and it took you 300 days to get this system making predictable sales, would it be worth it then? I don't know. I mean, that might bruise my ego a bit because my goal is to get all of my clients to 50K. But if I'm being honest with myself, if all this did was get just one person each month to spend $3,000 with you, that would be $36,000 a year in new money in your pocket for making a significant impact on your students. Marco wasn't disappointed to come back from a hockey trip to find an extra $2,500 sitting in his Stripe account, or to have prospects chomping at the bit to pay him a high monthly retainer. You have something to share with the world, and there are millions of people in need. And if you're not going to share what you know with them, then who will? And if not now, then when? It's your choice. Most will turn this down and be satisfied with the way things are. But I believe you're here because you know it's time to grow your business, take control of your income, and change your life. And I believe this could be a huge turning point for you, just like it was for hundreds of others just like you. All you have to do is take the next step and join us. Click the link below and let's get you started.
The whole course was already finished, but I had a lot of trouble trying to get it out there in front of the right people at that point. And I'd really been looking for someone that would help me through this process, but didn't know who was the right person. And I feel like that's one of the tricky things when you're looking for help, but you don't know who has the right answer.
I could never really get a consistent flow of new customers for a high ticket product.
I didn't understand how to bring in more ideal clients and actually bring in people that I want to work with.
You're starting with a $7 item and going up to $1,000. That works, but for someone starting out, it's kind of like trying to tread water with cinder blocks tied to your legs.
All these widgets and workflows and automation and all these stuff. And there's almost no way that if you're a small business, a solopreneur, or a couple of people, that you can actually do it.
Other people were having success, and I knew that what I had to offer was a good coaching service. I was helping people.
I think the frustrating part was that I knew it worked, but I didn't know why mine didn't.
The way I was getting sales was strictly through organic outreach. I hated the process. I don't like hopping on Messenger and talking to people, and then you have like a certain way you have to go about it. And then you waste a lot of time with people who genuinely cannot afford my product.
The paid traffic strategies that were out there had a longer time frame to implement because they had more moving parts, basically automated long form webinars.
They don't want to sit there and listen to an hour and a half long webinar.
When I get, obviously, the longer webinars, I get that they get people more invested and all that, but I just hated the pitch fest. I hated how everybody else was teaching it. I just said there must be a different way.
Joel was actually on an interview on Facebook, where I saw how he was doing it.
And I'd heard his name mentioned by Russell Brunson, and so I was kind of intrigued.
And I was going through that 2 Comma Club list, and I was like, how many of them write the word webinar in their little caption? And I saw Joel, and it was like the webinar agency.
I'm in a group with a copywriter by the name of Lucas Rashevsky. I put in there one day, I'm like, I would like to learn about how to actually do webinars. And he was like, Joel Airway is the guy to go to for things like that.
I saw an ad on Facebook for Joel's stuff. You know, clicked on that ad, watched his webinar, and was like, okay, this is worth looking into.
My concern was all the other courses I had taken prior to this one, and I'd never really gotten what I had hoped I would get.
My only hesitation was nothing to do with Joel. It was just, gosh, I've been down a similar path before, and it didn't work.
And I thought, you know, I do have 3 kids at home. I'm also still working. My husband has said, you know, I don't think that, you know, why are you going to buy another course? So I had all of these limitations running through my head, but just in the back of my mind, I thought, this is what's really going to push you to that next level.
There was just something about Joel that made me believe that he was going to be different, and it turned out to be the case.
And Joel allowed me to go from having to deal with this complex monstrosity that I didn't want into a business that I was able to address and scale much faster.
So what we've done so far is we've generated about $300,000 through the using methods and stuff that Joel has taught us.
Since then, we got our first private tier 1 client.
You know, very rapidly, I booked 3 clients.
I was able to finish my first month with revenues in excess of $20,000. And probably more important than the dollar amount is what I feel the consistency is.
Whereas I had spent at least 2 years trying to get clients within 1 week of running the ads like Joel had shown me to run, of putting together the mini webinar like he had shown me to do. I had at least 20 highly qualified leads that had actually applied to speak with me on the phone.
Now I have this skill set that it's like when you go bowling and you put the bumper lanes up. Like, you may not do great, but you're going to get something. You're going to hit something. So Joel's system works kind of that way for me.
Looking back to my days as a corrections officer, I was making less than $40K a year. So to make, you know, $200,000 in, you know, less than a year it's awesome.
You're realizing that there's a way to have that descending model of those 3 pricing tiers that Joel specifically, you know, calls the Tesla model.
You must generate sales first to prove your course is valid. And that's what really helped me. It was like, you have plenty of knowledge. Follow the power offer structure and move forward.
After trying for so long and not having success, to know that I finally have my hands around it is just a very good feeling.
Looking back, if I hadn't signed up for his course, I just feel like I would have kept doing the same old thing and really not getting any traction. And I didn't want to be one of those people that just put all this course together and then, you know, spent all this time and put so much energy into that and then just didn't let it go anywhere and didn't let it impact all the lives that it could have.
If I didn't come across Joel's course, I would still be struggling with trying to convert a $7 front-end offer on a 90-minute fiasco of a presentation.
If I hadn't met Joel, I would 100% at this point be in a job again, trying to figure out how to get out again.
Bottom line is if you want to start doing something online and you actually want to get paid doing it, so you don't struggle with income, like this probably is the simplest course to go through. He even gives you the funnel.
He's a normal guy. He's not some guru dude. He's just a guy, runs his business, takes care of his family, and then he helps other people. So those are the type of people I like.
Take it from me. You can even text me. My number is 774-275-0124. Text me, call me. I don't care. It's worth it. And take a chance on yourself, because you're not taking a chance on Joel. The system's proven.